Hi there, it's Liz Yuille from Old Stables Crafts. Thank you for joining me again today. I need to apologise for the fact I have a slightly croaky throat. I'm not quite sure where I've picked it up, but a croaky throat I seem to have. So, Top Tip Tuesday! Yay! Today I am going to talk about card again. And specifically, because I get the feeling that this is a bit of a thing, the difference between North America and pretty much the rest of the world when it comes to card sizes. So I happen to have a piece of North American letter size card here. It is not Stampin' Up. I've had it for ages and it's really quite flimsy. And I have a piece of Stampin' Up. You can tell the difference already, can't you? Stampin' Up A4 cardstock. This happens to be in Pineapple Punch because it was a good contrast to the card that I had that is letter size. So let me move it down. So A4 is international, not covering the whole of the world, but pretty much all of the world. It is really easy once you get your head round it to understand the difference between A3, A4, A5, A6, and I will be going into that. And it is slightly thinner and slightly longer than letter size. So it's 3/4 of an inch, half 3/4 of an inch longer than 8.5 by 11, and about 1/4 of an inch narrower than 8.5 by 11. Now, I have done a silly amount of research, because my job used to be research, to see if I can find details of the American A sizes, because I think this is where some of the confusion lies. All I can find is a reference to A2 and A7, one of which seems to relate to an envelope, and one of which seems to relate to the card size that you would put in it. But basically, and please, my American followers, let me know if this is wrong. Basically, it is a card that is, when folded, 5 by 7. And the envelope that corresponds to that. So has no relation to the cardstock that you would be cutting it from. Which is where one of the big differences between North America and when we go into the international sizes. So I'm going to show you with this piece of paper how we get the different sizes. And I will try and explain the size that is most close, that's not good, that is closest to American size. So A4 is the nearest size to 8.5 by 11. When you fold a piece of A4 in half along the long edge, this gives you an A5 card, because what is left, the face, is A5. So it is half a sheet of A4. When you fold A4 in half, you get an A5 card. When you fold A5 in half, and this all goes on the long edge, you get A6. And this is the nearest we get to the North American standard card base, which is 4 1/4 by 5.5. So if I cut this in half, let's fold it, because it's not really card, it's sort of between card and paper. So if you were to then fold this in half, that's about as near as I can get to our A6 card and your standard size card. So again, you will see ours is narrower and longer, and yours is shorter and fatter if you're in North America. I'm not going to fold this anymore. So this is an A6 card base, and we would then put that into a C6 envelope. So envelopes always are always C, and the paper is A. There is another letter, I'm not going to go into that, but the envelopes that correspond with the A series paper are always C, and they have the same number as the card that you're putting in it. So a C5 envelope will take an A5 card. If I fold this in half again, I get A6. And if I fold it in half again, I get A7. So every time you fold it, the number goes up 1. You basically start with A0. You can actually get bigger than A0, but let's not go there. So A0 is the big size. Fold it in half, A1. Fold that in half, A2. Fold that in half, A3. Fold that in half, A4, etc., etc. So if you ever see anything in anywhere other than North America, pretty much, that has an A and a number, this is the sizing that it's relating to. If you are in North America and see North American A7 or A2, then you are looking at something that will be a 5x7 card once it's folded, and will be the envelope for the 5x7 card. So I hope you have found that helpful. I do always on my project, when I'm using a standard card base, I do always then put the North American sizes as well. So I do the international sizes both in metric and imperial, so centimetres and inches, and then I do North American sizes in inches, because although I gather you do use the metric system, not very much. I hope that was useful, interesting. I wouldn't say it was inspiring, but hopefully it will help get rid of some of the confusion between the sizes. So thank you very much indeed for watching. Do remember to give it a thumbs up if you found it useful. If you would like to see more, please click on the subscribe button. If you are in the UK and would like to shop with me, there is a link below and over on my website, which is also linked below. If you are in the UK, France, Germany, Austria or the Netherlands, you can also join my team. And remember, during Celebration, you get, in addition to your usual starter kit, a mini trimmer, a pack of designer series paper that is a sample of 48 sheets of designer series paper from the mini catalogue and the Celebration catalogue, and you also get to choose a stamp set of your choice for free, so long as it's not a host set or a Celebration set. So I would suggest the most expensive stamp set that you want is your free item. Thank you very much indeed, and I look forward to seeing you again very soon.